So within today's video, we are going to be very transfer focused. We are going to be talking about Zubimendi, Tielemans, and also Joao Felix. These have been the three players that has been talked about the most, and so this is going to be a very compact video. Let's first talk about Zubimendi, because it does say here, according to Ferran Correas, Xavi sees Zubimendi as the perfect Busquets replacement, although his signing is not easy. Barcelona's coaching staff feel he's the most suitable profile in the market. His contract, though, was renewed by Real Sociedad, but the release clause has not changed, which still stands at 60 million euros. Now, look, previously we have talked about how Kanté was going to be the supposedly replacement of Sergio Busquets, and that was a very questionable move. We're like, why would Kanté be the replacement for Busquets when Kanté is 31 years old and turning 32 years old very soon? This is not really a long-term replacement for Busquets. And like I did say in that video, I was like, okay, if we bring in Kanté, Kanté would be the backup to whatever our option A is going to be when it comes to the long-term replacement of Busquets, and nothing more. Kanté is not going to be somebody that will be in the midfield and starting in every game for the next 6 years. It's just not going to be possible. But one of the players that is seen as the option A and the long-term replacement to replace Busquets, it is Zubimendi. Now, just like it does say in this report, the contract that he does have right now, because I understand that many are confused because many have heard about Zubimendi renewing his contract. Yes, his contract is renewed, but his contract still states that his release clause is 60 million euros. And this is something that is very doable for FC Barcelona. Now, the real question is Zubimendi going to be coming in January 2023 or in the summer of 2023? Like in all signings, right? We do not know what signings are going to be made and when they're going to be made. The only thing we do know is that Mateo Alemán has expressed that yes, this January coming up, when the transfer window is open, they want to make it huge. He has also stated that throughout the World Cup that we are going to be having, in that break, Mateo Alemán is going to be closely working with Xavi Hernandez to understand what type of reinforcements they do need for the now and for the future. And so Zubimendi could possibly be one of those signings that could be made very soon. So do not be surprised. And anything is possible, right? Because now that we have just heard that Gerard Piqué is going to be leaving FC Barcelona immediately, like his last game at the Camp Nou is going to be this Saturday, the fact that this player is leaving, the salary bill is going to open up much more, and Barcelona can bring in so many players. Now, here's the thing. If it does not end up working out, whether Barcelona cannot sign Zubimendi at all and the player's not interested, or maybe the club is also not willing to sell this player, one other player that Barcelona has been eyeing when it comes to the central defensive midfield position, it is Tielemans. It does say here, according to Ferran Correas, that Barcelona's sporting area also has very good reports on Leicester City's Tielemans. And if you guys do not know who this player is, because I know that this name came out of nowhere, he is from Belgium. He does play for Leicester City. He is 25 years old and he is considered as a defensive midfielder. Now, he's a very versatile type of midfielder. He can play in the attacking position of the midfield, or in the central midfield position, or also in the defensive midfield position. But why is this player considered as an opportunity, right? Why is this such a golden opportunity for FC Barcelona? Well, that is because he is going to be a free transfer in the summer of 2023. And Mateo Alemán has also expressed a few days ago that Barcelona is going to be working within the free agent market again, like they did in the previous summer. So let's keep an eye on this player. He has been having a great season so far with Leicester City. He has been one of the best players in the Premier League. But one thing to keep in mind, we do see him very comfortable in the double pivot position, because that is the type of formation that Leicester City likes to put out on the field under Brendan Rodgers. It is to have two pivots, and at Barcelona, we only function under one. So who knows how this player is going to be responding if he were to ever come to FC Barcelona and play solo, right? To be the only pivot within the midfield. So now let's move on towards the next phase of this video, and now let's talk about Joao Felix, because I know that this is another player that many of you guys have been wanting me to talk about. Now, the number one question when it comes to Joao Felix, why bring this player in? So here is the report that did surface earlier today. If Jorge Mendes brings a good proposal on the table for Joao Felix, then it will be studied by Atletico Madrid. Many Premier League clubs are also very interested, like Arsenal and Manchester United. Now look, Barcelona and Joao Felix have a very long history together. We have heard so many times in the past 2 or 3 years that Barcelona were linked with Joao Felix, or that Joao Felix is the perfect fit for FC Barcelona. But here's one very important thing to note. Joao Felix right now, he costs 77 million euros. That is going to be his release clause according to the transfer market. He also does earn a salary of 14.5 million euros gross per year, which is very expensive. You look at these type of price tag, this already tells us, right, and it tells Barcelona that this will be considered as a very big, massive investment, and it would also be be considered as a gamble. Now, I know that many of you guys are going to be saying, Kevin, don't be contradicting right now. You always talk about Bernardo Silva and how he costs about 70 to 80 million euros. Why would you say that Joao Felix is a gamble, but Bernardo Silva is not? Now, here's the thing. These are two different players that we're talking about, right? When it comes to the phase in their careers and when it comes to their age. Bernardo Silva is much more, compared to Joao Felix, professional, much more committed, much more proven to compete, and much more mature, right? He's better in all those levels. If you're to compare Bernardo Silva to Joao Felix, I don't think that bringing Bernardo Silva to Barcelona is a gamble at all. Like, he will for sure strengthen this midfield. If you talk to me about Bernardo Silva, Pedri, and Frenkie de Jong, or Gavi, Pedri, Bernardo Silva, and having those players in the midfield, that would be amazing. It will be a world-class midfield. When we talk about Joao Felix and bringing him to Barcelona, the one thing that we're going to be asking is, okay, how could this work? And how do we move forward with this player? There are many questions surrounding Joao Felix moving to FC Barcelona. So look, there has been many reports about Atletico Madrid and Barcelona working on two transfers, and one of those transfers does consist of Joao Felix. So what if this player does actually get brought in? I think that, of course, Xavi is going to be benefiting from Joao Felix coming into this club because he's very technical. He's also very good in intercepting the ball. You look at the stats here, he is better than 99% of all players in La Liga when it comes to intercepting the ball on the pitch. So he's able to take away the ball when the opposition is trying to build up to their attacking phase. And so if he does get brought in, where would he play? Because look, in the system that he does play in at Atletico Madrid, they always function under two forwards, like 99% of the time. They either go for a 4-4-2, a 3-5-2, or a 5-3-2. So Felix has no experience on playing in a three-man attacking line. Now, Xavi Hernandez could work with Joao Felix and make him understand how to play in the left wing position, in the striker position, in the right wing position, wherever Xavi Hernandez does prefer, and make him understand what spaces is he allowed to go to. Because it's very possible to change this player and his style, because the best coaches in the world know exactly how to do that. We have seen that through Klopp, through Guardiola, and through many more. And Xavi Hernandez could change Joao Felix at FC Barcelona. So if I were to guess where he could play, most likely we're probably going to be seeing Xavi Hernandez place Joao Felix in the striker position, because that would give Xavi the option to use a false nine, meaning that if we see Joao Felix in the false nine position with Dembele on the right and Ansu Fati on the left, or maybe Ferran Torres on the left, it would allow Joao Felix to be much more creative in the middle of the pitch, give him more freedom to do whatever he does want, connect with the midfielders like Pedri and Gavi, and he would also be able to press very, very aggressively, very similar to what Messi was doing back in 2011, 2012, 2008, 2009, when pressing very aggressively as a false nine and winning the ball in the middle of the pitch and attacking those spaces through the middle for Dembele and Ansu Fati to go into. So that is it, right? That is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona Daily News, and I will see you guys in the next video.